Hey, what's going on, guys? Bflattened here with a brand new video today. Today we're going to be jumping into how to jump to Mayhem 10 or Mayhem 11 very fast, very quickly. With Mayhem 10 and Mayhem 11 dropping just around the corner, Arms Race Season Pass 2, I thought that this was going to be a good surefire way to get people to Mayhem 10 and getting prepared for Mayhem 11 as quickly as possible. So Mayhem is a feature that unlocks as soon as you beat the story, as soon as you kill Tyrene in either the normal or true Vault Hunter mode playthroughs. You have Mayhem unlocked. Now I loaded up a very old character just to prove a point on this, and I did not load up an old like 65 character Mayhem 10 character. This is just Mayhem 4. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to these vendors over here down by Marcus. Now this is going to be tip number 1 on how to jump straight into Mayhem 10. Now you can go straight to these vendors over here where Marcus is at, and since we're on Mayhem level 4, everything in the vendors will spawn at your current Mayhem. Every grenade in here is Mayhem 4. Every single gun in here, all scaled to Mayhem 4. Now watch what happens when we turn Mayhem to Mayhem 10. We're just going to crank it all the way to Mayhem 10. Now as soon as you beat the game, you're going to be at like level 35, level 40-ish, and you're going to be on Mayhem 0. However, it does not matter what Mayhem you spawn in at. I do have to do a save quit to reset it. I cranked it all the way to Mayhem 10 just after beating the story, Mayhem 4, cranking it to Mayhem 10 and reloading. Now what this is going to allow it to do is everything is now going to be scaled to Mayhem 10. Enemies, gear, everything. So what you can do is as soon as you spawn in with Mayhem 10 on, is you can go back to the vendors, and these vendors are now going to spawn with Mayhem 10 items. Everything is going to be Mayhem 10. Doesn't matter if you're max level, doesn't matter if you're 35, 40, 57, does not matter. Everything will be level to Mayhem 10 and scale to you, because Mayhem is their scaling. So that is option number 1 that you can do as soon as you beat the game. You can go with option number 2, and that's going through a EXP farm to get to 65 as quickly as possible. You can do scrap traps, you can do the Mother of Dragons farm that I have previously made on this channel. I will link it somewhere here on the video, and all the other tips that I do that are going to be tying in with Mayhem 10 and Mayhem 11, just so that they can all kind of sync into one, like a big trifecta or something. Another cool thing that you can do, and this is going to be attached with another video, is Iridium. With our gun now has a standard version, and it also has a legendary version. The legendary version will drop world drops. It will drop a ton of world drops, quest items, things like that. Now you're probably not going to have 18,000 Iridium as soon as you beat the game. I've noticed on average I have about 1,000 to 1,500 or something like that. So you can get about 4 or 5, maybe even 6 shots out of the gun before you beat the game. So you shoot at the gun and look at this. 2 legendaries and you have Mayhem level 10 gear. This is another surefire way to get all of your gear scaled to Mayhem 10 as quickly as possible. You don't have to farm a boss, you just shoot the gun, you look in vendors, you get your Mayhem 10 scaled gear out of that. So then as you get all of your gear in, this is when you can do things like low tier level bosses, and I would say low tier like Grave Ward, Gigamind. Those are fantastic entry level bosses as soon as you get your Mayhem 10 gear, so you can get the things you actually need. Grave Ward is very good for just generic world drops. Gigamind's good for vanilla game class mods. You can do things like the Slaughter Shaft, and Slaughter Shaft is great for just generic weapons if you're looking for like Hellwalkers or things like that. Also very good stuff. One of my favorite spawns and farms is, I mentioned this in another video actually, the top 5 vendor farms, but the Meridian Metroplex is great for this kind of method, and I'll show you why. I will show you why the Meridian Metroplex is amazing for this type of farm. So once you load into the Meridian Metroplex, you're going to spawn right where Lorelei and Reese are, like right when you meet Lorelei and Reese for the first time together. You spawn in and there's 3 vendors, 2 there, 1 there. And this is your spawn station. Look how close you are to all 3 vendors. They're all 3 different types of vendors, so you can get nades. Here you can get shields. shields and class mods in the in this one, and then here you can get weapons. Now, because we can see legendaries in our vendors, this is going to be a amazing way to get just random legendary style gear, and you don't have to fight a boss. You just keep on save quitting, you keep on resetting, you come back here. Beautiful. Now, if you're on console, I know that save quitting is horrible and horrendous. I understand that. A good spot to do it if you're on console is if you have the Guns, Love, and Tentacles DLC. The Lodge is a very small area with all 3 vendors. They're not this close to spawn. However, since it's such a small area, you don't have to load a very large area like Meridian Metroplex, for example. You don't have to render all this in every time you save quit. Lodge is like a very small area, probably like this size, and it's really easy to load it. Look at that. Here, 3 legendaries. Easy. Good way to start a character. On average, every single time that I do this trick, the vendor farming, the gun, Mayhem 10 gear, things like that, every single time I do this trick, I can probably get a character to beat the story and get to Mayhem 10 in approximately 10 hours per character. It is a very good method to do so. I think that's the majority of tricks that I have. So what I'm going to do is at the end of this video, I'm going to have links for Iridium farming so that you can farm the gun for Iridium. I'm going to have the top 5 vendor farms that's going to be linked in here as well, so you can see which vendors are going to be easiest for you. And also I'm going to link in a EXP guide as well, so that you guys can get to 65 and not have to, you know, worry and wonder about how to level up very quickly. So those 3 are going to be attached into this video. And yeah, that's the easy, surefire way to get to Mayhem 10, Mayhem 11 as quickly as possible. I'll see you guys on November 10th. November 10th is going to be a Mayhem 11 dropping, Season Pass 2, everything like that. This video is going to be a direct bridge into that, shall we say. Thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. My name is Bflattened. I'm signing on out of here. Take care, all guys. Laters.